to attract higher paying clients, by the end of this video, you'll know how to say goodbye to bargain hunting customers once and for all, and finally start attracting those higher paying clients that you've been dreaming of. Want even more of my best branding and business advice specifically for women in business? Subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be notified when I post each new video. I'm Moriah, the founder and creative director of Moriah Riona Branding, where we help coaches, creatives, and service-based female entrepreneurs build exclusive luxury brands so they can make more money while pursuing their life's passion. In this video, I'm sharing the steps you need to take to start attracting and then get booked out with higher paying clients. Work on your money mindset. So you want to be able to charge more, right? But how do you actually feel about those higher ticket prices? Be honest, does it make you feel uncomfortable? A lot of female entrepreneurs that I speak with admit to either feeling guilty or unworthy when it comes to charging more. The words imposter syndrome come up a lot. But here's the thing, if you don't believe in yourself, your worth, and the value that you bring to your market, your clients never will either. This is actually something I struggled with a lot in my own business for years. I've spent the last few years doing a lot of mindset work around money and the value that I bring to my clients. I've had two coaches in particular who have really helped me break through my own income barriers. And I just want to be clear, these income barriers were entirely self-imposed. I somewhat subconsciously had put a limit on my own earning potential because of my beliefs around money and value. I had these very ingrained beliefs that were constant stories in my head, and I thought they were fact and non-negotiable. Stories like, making money is hard, making a lot of money means you're selfish, and I don't deserve to be successful. Saying some of these things out loud even sounds a little crazy, especially to me now, but that's the problem with thoughts. We're constantly thinking them, usually on repeat, usually in the background, and usually we never stop to question them. So these thoughts, in a very real way, will shape our life experience. They'll shape our business and our success, or lack thereof. One of my coaches, Chris Doe, asked this question: who determines value, you or the client? And I think most of us would initially assume that we do. As business owners, we're the ones that set the price. But as I have learned, price and value are not at all the same thing. We set the price, but it's up to the client to determine if our service or product is worth that price. And that is the definition of value. Value high ticket purchases. Speaking of the customer defining the value, I also think it's incredibly important for you to make sure you truly value high ticket purchases as well, not just your own offers. This is also a part of your mindset. If you're someone who always shops around based on price and finding the cheapest option, I hate to tell you this, but you're probably not cut out to build a luxury brand. You need to truly understand the value in high-end purchases to be able to sell them as well. If you have a cheapest is best or bargain mentality, how do you ever expect to attract high-paying clients? If you're being honest with yourself, you probably don't believe in the value of your own product or service, at least as a high-end offer. Now, I'm definitely not saying that you need to go into debt buying luxury handbags or cars, but I am saying that you need to find the value in luxury brands and experience that value for yourself. Find things that are important to you, whether that's fashion or travel or even hiring a family photographer or business coach. And instead of automatically opting for the cheapest version, invest in higher end products or services. Also, realize that this is such a great learning experience. Be aware of the entire experience and take note of how it differs from your usual purchases. What did you like? What did you dislike? What would you do differently? If you want to sell to higher paying clients, I truly believe you need to put yourself in their shoes first. You need to understand what it is to be a high paying client. Position yourself as an expert leader in your niche. One of the best ways to make yourself invaluable to your clients is to position yourself as an expert leader in your niche. I actually just published this video, How to Be a Leader in Your Niche, to help you do just that. Click that link below to check it out. In very basic terms, the goal is to establish your expertise in your very focused niche so that you will stand out from your competition. In fact, the more specialized and niched down you can get, the less competition you'll actually have. You'll become known as the one person who solves that one problem, and that makes you invaluable to the right client. So price is suddenly much less relevant. The other thing that this type of leadership does is help you gain exposure. When you become known as a niche expert, it makes you more desirable to not only clients, but also other niche industry leaders. You can leverage your knowledge and expertise into press and notoriety, from podcast interviews to book deals, all of which reaffirm your high ticket value. Are you ready to stop playing small and show up as a niche leader instead? Hit that thumbs up below if the answer is yes. Know your audience and clientele better than they do. One of the best parts about claiming your niche expertise is that it helps you build your audience. And when you truly know your audience and how to help them, they become ardent fans and paying clients. Here's a little secret that most entrepreneurs don't understand. People don't buy from companies, they buy from people. We are social creatures and we are relationship driven. By building know, like, and trust with your audience, you become their go-to expert. Also, people don't pay for products or services. People pay to solve their problems. We might think that people need the services we offer. I promise you, they don't. What they do need is the solution that your service provides. People want the result, and they're willing to pay big money for the right result. What they really want is an answer to their problem. So there's this sweet spot where your zone of genius and expertise overlaps with your audience's problem, or in marketing speak, we call it their pain point. There, you provide the solution to their problem, the result they've been craving. In order to know what that result or solution is, you actually need to know your audience and your clients better than they know themselves. That's why I highly recommend developing your own unique ideal client avatar, so you can essentially get into the mind of your perfect client. And when I talk about an ideal client, there are two essential elements. First, they need your service and the result it provides. Secondly, they have the ability to pay you. I don't know if you needed to hear this today, but I see way too many entrepreneurs forgetting that second part. Stop trying to work with people who can't afford you. If they say they can't afford you, they actually don't value the result, and they're not an ideal client. Figuring out your ideal client can be pretty daunting, so I've actually got quite a few resources to help you, including several videos here on this channel, as well as my 50-page guide, Client Breakthrough, the ultimate guide to defining, attracting, and booking your ideal clients on repeat. I'll leave links to all of those for you in the description down below. If you've made it this far in the video, you've found out quite a few of my favorite marketing secrets that most of your fellow entrepreneurs are still oblivious about. So let's take a stand together here and now and promise we will no longer chase clients who don't value us. Leave me a comment down below saying no more cheap clients if you're ready for the high-paying clients you deserve. Build a flawless luxury brand. Listen, if you want to attract high-ticket clients, you can't have a brand that comes across as discount, bargain, consumer, common, or ordinary. You need to position your business as a luxury brand to command high-end pricing. The type of client you're looking to attract, someone who is comfortable paying premium pricing, has a high expectation of the brands they interact with. Whether they want to drive a BMW, get the latest Louis Vuitton handbag, or spend a weekend at the Ritz-Carlton Spa at Laguna Beach, they know that these things come with a price tag that matches their high-level branding. If you want to be expensive, you have to look expensive. Period. No more DIY, because the very best you can expect from a DIY brand is DIY customers. Instead, invest in your brand like you want your clients to invest in you. For more information about building a high-end luxury brand, check out this video, Luxury Branding, How to Build a High-End Brand. Now you know how to start attracting higher paying clients, but what do you do once they've booked? I've written a 10-page guide on how to create a remarkable luxury experience from start to finish. Be sure to grab your copy with the link below. Want to know more about building a luxury brand? Check out the video that just popped up. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up below and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.